Are cheap drones worth it? At $145, you can buy 13 burritos, 10 chickens, 1/100th of 1% of an apartment here in our capital city. It's crazy. Or one of these from Darwin FPV, the Baby Ape 20. You ready?
Yeah, hit it.
G'day, you absolute legends. Stu here from UAVfutures, and we have what is claimed to be the cheapest 2-inch Whoop-style drone on the market. See here? Currently is the cheapest 2-inch Whoop FPV drone on the market. This is from Darwin FPV. This is their Baby Ape 20, and for $145, we're gonna find out how much fun is this thing? Is it worth it? Should you get it? Or are you better off saving up for that, over $1 million apartment in the capital city? So we're gonna be putting it through its paces and finding out just how well it goes. We're gonna go out to the field, fly it around with Stickman Steve.
That's really smooth, like shockingly smooth.
Have some fun, and the reason that this one is going to be special is because of this bad boy. That's right, we are taking the cheapest drone and we are throwing in one of the most expensive air units on the market, the DJIo4 Pro. They're meant to see how it goes. Now, as a bit of an overview, you can see it does fit nicely in the palm of your hand. That's sort of how they're marketing this. A tiny little form factor drone you can just take out and do some filming wherever you are. It's not going to be intrusive. Throwing it on the scales, it's 70 grams. And with the Pro unit on there, it's coming in at 103 grams. So I'll put the official stats and that sort of stuff on the screen. There's hardly any carbon fiber in this one. So if I flip it over, you can see right here, most of this stuff is plastic and TPU. It's got a pusher design. It can take different mounts, which I thought it does seem to be pretty well thought out, like whether you're going to be going analog. There is even options for Open IPC, which is like a brand new open source VTX ecosystem, which is coming onto the market. But yeah, all in all, it's a tiny little form factor drone that is the cheapest on the market, and we're going to see how well does it perform. So with the magic of editing, let's slap the DJIo4 Pro inside and then head out to the field with Stickman Steve and rip it around and see what he thinks in 3, 2, 1. Rightio, here it is, all neatly installed, and I have to say, I am actually a little bit impressed. For such a cheap drone, it's nice to get so many extras. Normally they leave these things out to cut costs. You do get some options for like some other mounting things for like the 04 if you're gonna do the light version and maybe some analogs, things like that. And then you get a bunch of like little zip ties, extra antennas, like bits of heat shrink, some little end caps, that sort of stuff. Like that does make a difference, especially if you're a first-time drone person coming into the hobby. You don't have stockpiles like I do, so I do appreciate those little extras. Anyway, here it is. Some things I do want to mention. It does fit pretty nicely, although the cable management in here, you do need to squish it just a little bit because the 04 Lite's camera cable is so long. It's sort of all crammed underneath the air unit right here, but the TPU and everything lined up pretty nicely. You will need to take it apart to slide your antennas through and then clip them in the 04 air unit. But that's it on the bench. Let's go now out to the field, have some fun with Stickman Steve and see just how well does this little drone perform. Are you better off getting it and spending your $140 on it, or should you be investing in like 13 burritos or something like that? So let's go do it in 3, 2, 1. In the field, about to rip it around. A bit of a different situation. It is a low light. Stickman Steve is in the background. We're gonna cruise this thing around, see what it's like. We've got the 04 Pro in it. We're going to be flying the DJI Goggles 3, which will be interesting. But this one, it's all about this little bad boy right here. Let's rip it around, have some fun. I might have forgotten the batteries. Won't talk about that, but luckily Steve had me covered. So let's do it, see what it's like, and see what Stickman Steve thinks. It's a pretty chunky little boy. You're going to see a 3S flight as well. It says 2S or 3S. I'm going to do it on 2S. Steve, you're going to be cruising around on 3S. So it can come in like a range of variations, whether you get the 04 Pro, whether you get the Lite, a whole bunch of different options. A couple of muddy puddles around here, and I'm not going to talk too much about the camera because look, it does look gorgeous.
I haven't used it yet, and I haven't used Goggles 3 yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're in for a bit of a nice treat right here. I'll probably set some dogs off. Now, this is surprising for like a 2S quad. It actually has a little bit of power. Does it look like it's covering the ground okay?
It does, yeah. Just cruising along, not too loud, not too high in the throttle position either, by the look of it.
For a 2S.
Yeah, yeah. The 3S might have some good pop.
Oh, I don't want to drop it. We've had a lot of rain here. I'm going to come and do a little punch out. I'm not getting any oscillations or anything like that. Like it's actually pretty stable for sort of like it is a cine quad. You ready?
Yeah, hit it. Yeah, it takes a little bit on 2S.
Yeah, but I think you'll be surprised on 3S.
But intended purpose of the craft.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. So I can totally understand it's not all about power when it comes to these craft. Like if you want to do some nice cinematic filming,
and that thing will fit anywhere.
it will. This is really easy to fly, surprisingly so. I thought it might have a few more oscillations or I had to fight a little bit more, but the throttle position on 2S, it's making it very easy. I feel like if I had to cruise through, let's go fly through some really tight little spaces. Maybe we'll do a little tree gaps and we'll see just how controllable it is. And this is also on like complete acro mode.
So what's your battery voltage at after a couple of minutes cruising?
Hang on, I'm just cruising through these little ghost branches. Whoa, so smooth. I'm at 3.6 volts right now.
It's pretty good.
And this is all unstabilized as well, so you know it's probably even more rock solid if you really need to put some stabilization on there as well.
I'm really keen to see the low light of the O4 Pro.
Now also the one interesting thing about this though, Steve, it came without the O4 Pro in it, so it was like the bare bones add your own camera.
Yep.
And so that's why we've stuck the O4 Pro in here. There's a couple of different options, but it's the cheapest one on the market, the cheapest little cine 2-inch. That's what their claim was anyway. So let's bring it in and see what you think. Let's see how my landing is, hey?
What are you going for? You going for
in
J
the
or
backpack.
in,
all right, in
J? You got to keep tradition alive.
Catch it, Jay.
Oh!
All right, Steve, how did that look in the air?
It looked quite stable for a little craft. I mean, it has got quite lightweight little prop guards on it.
Yes.
But it is carrying the O4 Pro. Not as big as the O3 unit.
Yes, a little bit lighter. Yeah, okay.
Tiny little 2S battery, and you got what, 4 minutes?
Yeah, I got some surprising flight time. Yes.
Yeah. Also carrying a GPS, full, TPU. I think quite solid little craft.
I think it was about $160 for this version. Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Yes, too easy.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right, ready to throw a pack on 3S for you and see what it's like?
Yeah, can't wait.
All right, Stickman Steve, now you're on 3S. No, it's not this button, it's the switch.
Oh, it's even worse.
Yeah, I know. Don't just blame these stupid momentaries. Anyway,
all right.
You're good to go. 3S.
Acro?
Yep.
Yeah. Not too bad.
Okay, the cheapest cine quad. Now remember, this is made for filming, and you're ripping around in a big open soccer field, but
I'm in the trees now.
Yeah. It looks like it's hoofing along, actually, just watching that. Oh, you got some people on the track.
Yeah, I think my throttle position's maybe a third. It's cruising, dude. It's really smooth. Like, shockingly smooth
for that speed on a little craft, right, with some ducks and that sort of thing. Yes.
Yeah, and for the price factor too, right? Like, that is some serious smoothness. Super agile, super nimble. Like,
easy to fly?
Super easy to fly.
Is there any oscillations or vibrations, any sort of
nothing.
Anything that's going to interrupt your filming footage?
Nothing at this speed. I'll do a couple of punch outs. Yeah, no, it's fine. A couple of hard turns and things.
How's the video looking with the O4 Pro in there?
Yeah, not bad.
Can you come do a punch out, actually? Because I know it's stable. I want to see it line of sight. Come do a punch out just in front of us. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit at the top when it caught itself.
Yes.
But that was under zero throttle, just trying to figure out where it was again, I guess, trying to stabilize itself.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's fine. For its intended purpose, cruising, I'd put this up there with as smooth as the GoFilm 20.
Okay.
CADX native that they put out. But honestly, for the price point, and you can put any VTX in, what price did you say?
So I think I'll have to remember, but I think it is about 160 with like just the bare bones cheap version, like doesn't BYOB VTX, a lot of numbers right there, a lot of letters. There you can get the full versions that come with the Pro and that sort of stuff, but it also, something I really liked, it comes with some other canopy options as well. So if you've got like a light, or if you've got a different VTX to put in there that's not the Pro, it also gives you that canopy option.
Yeah, right.
So you don't have to retrofit it into this one. It just comes with it as a bit of a bonus, which I thought was kind of nice especially for a budget quad.
So interestingly, this speed, throttle position 25%, and that's just maintaining so well. 3.5 volts now after 3 minutes of flight on 3S. Yeah, right.
Okie dokie. What do you think? For a cheap, like the cheapest little bind and fly.
Pretty bloody cheap. Well, you'd be hard pushed getting all the electronics and components for that. But to be set up like that, and I'm taking it, that's just a stock tune.
Yeah, that was straight out of the box. And I have to say, to put this in was the most simple I have ever done. Like, there is 4 screws, the whole top plate comes off, and it already has the plugs pre-done. So I didn't do any soldering. I just had to push the plug into the O4 Pro. Awesome. Screw it in with like the little nuts on the side, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's what you want too. Like, just entry level being the cheaper one too, you know, people coming in just buying it to get in, start doing some cool juicy footage filming if they want to use the O4 or even the O3. Imagine you could get
whatever. Here's a question: would you spend 160 bucks and buy one yourself?
Considering what I've got.
Let's pretend you don't have any drones, right?
If you're just coming in,
Okay, what about even if you're not coming in? But you don't have a cine one of these, or would you go for a more expensive one that's on the market?
I'd probably go for a cine a bit bigger, like a 3-inch or more. Okay. Personally, I like to carry a GoPro. I don't think anything's going to rival that sort of footage for a while. Okay. Don't have to stabilize it, nothing.
All right. I think the Pro in here is really going to give GoPro a run for its money. Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, until that changes my mind, I'd go for something bigger personally. Yeah, you might be spending a bit more money. As an entry level, coming in, don't want to spend heaps of cash, maybe got an analog VTX, you just want to muck around and learn. Yeah, I think that's great. For actual filming, for commercial filming, someone that's going to make money off it, no, you definitely want something a bit better. But just for ripping around, getting some good footage out of a VTX onboard recording, absolute ripper. Yeah, it's good.
I think I sort of agree. I found this very easy to fly. It's nice. No oscillations. I felt really in control when I was cruising it around. Like, I think with my skills, this would suit me nicely. You know, I'm not a professional pilot by any means, but I feel like if I had to go and get filming tomorrow and get some footage, I'd probably choose this just because it was so easy.
The thing when you were flying on 2S, I noticed, mate, when you were coming around a sharp corner or through some stuff that you needed to punch out quickly or recover quickly, it seemed smooth. On the 3S then, I just did a normal couple of muscle memory
blips,
throttle ups, and it was lifting, you know what I mean? Yes. So a bit too much on 3S.
So maybe 2S is where it's at for a craft like this.
We've got more flight time out of 2S, smaller battery. You're not going to be pushing this thing doing freestyle, so you don't need that juice. You don't need that power.
Too easy. All right, thumbs up, thumbs down, or in the middle?
I think Darwin's done something pretty good there, mate, especially being BYO, so thumbs up if you're after something small like that. Good.
Thank you. So the Cineape 20, or what do I think? And for an absolute budget drone, I mean, it's like $104. I have to say, the pros and cons, there's not too much that I don't like about this thing. I mean, you're not going to be doing any crazy flippy flops, freestyles, or racing or anything like that. But what it does do, one, it's $100, like it's absolutely budget. You can bring your own VTX, put it in there. It's pretty stable. You saw the footage yourself, and I think that's going to be more valuable than ever for people, especially if you've got to pay some crazy tariffs and markups and that sort of stuff. Just having a cheap drone that you can take out, fly around, still have a good time, still get some really good footage, and a bonus as well. If you do want to use this as a filming little rig, I think you're going to be pretty pleasantly surprised. And you'll notice I have taken my O4 Pro out of this and I've slapped it in my Tony 5 frame. Some of those videos might be around as well, because that's the beauty of this thing. It really is easy to take it from one frame to another, and if you're the sort of person who's buying a value drone, you're probably going to be interested in being able to transplant them and save money rather than buying a brand new O4 Pro every single time you want to get out and get flying with a different craft. And I think Steve liked it as well. But look, go watch this video that should pop up there. That's another value option. And also, huge shout out to my members. Your video should be linked down below as well. So we've got some exclusive videos for you to go watch. All right, go do it. They're the best videos ever made. All right.